Hey guys, so this really nice 3-bed property was left absolutely trashed by actually a really nice family. So hear me out, it's going to be a long and interesting story. Hi guys, if you don't know me already, my name is Nguyen. We let high quality HMOs and singlets in and around Birmingham. So yeah, story time. So about just over a year ago, we let this property, brand new, fully refurbished, 3-bed house to actually a really nice family. They came over from abroad, I think, and they've got 2 kids, and apparently with learning difficulties. And I said, okay, I'm happy to do my best to help. Obviously, being parents with kids like that, it can be very challenging, especially coming over to a new country. So yeah, I said, look, I'll help. So offered them this property, and they paid, I think, 12 months rent up front, and everything was fine. They're absolutely lovely. But then, they only stayed for just over a year, and when they left, the place was an absolute mess. I mean, we've had to give this place a full refurb. Doors were hanging off, radiators were hanging off. We had to repaint through the whole property. We've replaced the carpets, as you can see. Upstairs is fine, but downstairs we had to replace. And the total, I think, the total cost, we had to replace the handrail as well, this here. So, and it costed like, I think 3.5–4 K in total. So, and the problem is, they gave notice during the winter period where it's really slow. And we had somebody interested. So, I had to make a quick decision to get the works done by our trusted contractors, by our contacts who we know will get the job done properly at a really good price, at a really fair price. And this is during the middle of winter, I think actually just before, during New Year's, Christmas, New Year's, so obviously nobody's available. And during that period, lettings is very slow. If it doesn't get let there and then potentially it could sit around for a good few months empty. So, that's thousands of pounds. So I made a decision to get the work done. Unfortunately, during that period, my team member forgot to keep our landlord client in the loop. Obviously, it's their property. We really should have kept them in the loop. We just failed of communication breakdown or fail of communication. I think they assumed, or somebody in the team, and I assumed that somebody had informed the landlords, but turns out we didn't. Not that the landlord had really any choice in the matter, because we needed to get the work done, and the price that we got them at is the best price possible, because these are the contracts that we use all the time, and we use them because we know they're good and we know they charge a fair price. So yeah, I had got the works done, and came up to, I think, in total about £3,500–4,000 £4,000, which is a lot of money. I mean, all this that was hanging off, everything was an absolute mess. And it turns out, their children, the 2 boys, had was on the autistic spectrum, but it was quite severe, and this all had to be repainted, as an example, and this was off. So a lot of money, and then unfortunately the tenant disappeared. So yeah, so that was another thing. So then obviously, the contractors needed paying, and our landlord clients were not happy. They were, you know, understandably not happy, I should say. But obviously our contractors, because they came out during winter, during Christmas and New Year's, you know, they wanted paying, and it's a lot of money. So how we resolved this was I paid them out of my own money while we resolved the matter. So we went back to the our tenant clients. You know, they are nice people, to be fair. So we went back to them and said, look, you know, this is how much it costs, this is the situation, you know, what can we do about it? And, you know, thankfully they're good people, and we've negotiated to, I think they will pay about 1,000 and 1,100 or maybe 1,200 plus their deposit, which is roughly, I think, 1,400-ish towards the costs. So the landlord is still out of pocket for around 1,500, I think, possibly 2. But at least it wasn't 4, you know, it wasn't 3,500, 4,000. So there was a compromise. But you know, we got there in the end. It's been sorted. You know, with this sort of stuff, and I personally don't mind properties, you know, having to refurb properties after a tenancy. You just kind of expect it, really, don't you? But after maybe like 5 years, you know, you can justify refurb because it's, you know, it's 4,000, that's a lot. Not after, you know, 13 months, possibly 14 months, when the property was brand new. You shouldn't really have to pay for another refurb 13 months, 14 months after a tenancy. And this is why really we look for long-term tenants, because then you can justify refurbing the place once the tenants have left, because they've been here for a long time. That's absolutely fine. That's more than it's paid for itself. But yeah, unfortunately, they left after around about 14 months-ish, and as a result, yeah, that was nowhere long enough to justify a full refurb, but a full refurb is what we did. So anyway, yeah, long story short, we helped a family out. They're a nice family, to be fair. They're a nice family. Unfortunately, they had children, well, they had children with learning difficulties. Unfortunately, they trashed the place. I made the decision to get the works done as soon as possible. It wouldn't have been cheaper, wouldn't have been faster anywhere else. It's just something that had to be done, but we forgot to involve our landlord client. That's been sorted. The tenant is going to pay, I think, just over half of the costs. So financially, that's kind of been sorted, and we are taking viewings here now. In fact, we've got one later today. And I'm actually here just to make sure all the works have been done properly, and they have. So I think we're ready to go. I mean, apart from this is a bit loose, the grill, you know, there's a bit of dust over there. But I think that's because the gas engineer had to do some work with a cabinet, but otherwise all good. Okay, hopefully that's been helpful. Yeah, it's a bit of a story, but that's just letting some management for you. If you like this sort of stuff, please don't forget to like and follow for more. All right, see you.